Thanks so much for joining us here on this Wednesday. Metro Police are addressing the recent street racing surge happening across Louisville. It comes as we learn more about the people recently arrested in connection to the street takeovers this past weekend. We know arrest documents listed 3 people, Ariana Rivera, Jose Cortez Rivera, and Marco Rivera Jr. as co-defendants. Officers said Sunday night an LMPD helicopter spotted them doing donuts and burnouts in Cox Park on River Road and followed them to Shively, where they were arrested. LMPD shared these photos with us showing the 2 cars and the numerous weapons officers seized following that incident at Cox Park. It includes what appeared to be an automatic weapon in the middle of the hood. The confiscations are allowed under a new Metro ordinance. And that wasn't the only incident last weekend. Other videos showed a takeover at the intersection of New Cut Road and Kenwood Drive, not far from the entrance to Iroquois Park. LMPD Interim Chief Paul Humphrey said anyone involved in these incidents can be punished under the ordinance.
The law no longer applies just to the people that are participating in the dangerous activity. It's all of the people around. So whether you do donuts or race, it doesn't matter if you're just standing there and watching, blocking the street. The law now allows us to seize all of those cars.
Chief Humphrey said they do not have to catch people in the act. That ordinance gives them up to a year to identify participants and seize those cars. So far, LMPD has seized more than 60 under this ordinance. New surveillance video shows the moments just before an attempted carjacking outside an Outer Loop Walmart that led to police shooting the suspect.
He's taking his shirt off, but you can see the gun in his, he had a gun in his waistband too.
That's video from the Peddler's Mall security camera showing the suspect, Randall Allen, running toward the Walmart. And there, Metro Police say he tried to carjack a woman sitting in the pharmacy drive-through lane. The Peddler's Mall manager, who didn't want to be identified, told us Allen first tried to get into 2 cars at their mall parking lot.
He could have very easily grabbed somebody walking through the parking lot. Can you see the gun? When he gets right here, when he's taking his shirt off, you'll really see it.
Allen was shot by an officer who arrived at nearly the same time he was getting into a woman's van. Metro Police tell us he is still in the hospital. Allen's facing several charges, including resisting arrest, unlawful imprisonment, and wanton endangerment. It is 12:01 on this Wednesday, and Sam, just kind of a rinse and repeat from yesterday, right?
Yeah, seriously, Brooke, I would say arguably a few more clouds today in that forecast compared to yesterday, but ultimately as we get the afternoon started, we're still looking pretty good when it comes to our temperatures, not nearing the 90s today. Of course, last week we had several 90s, and so right now at the lunch hour, we're flirting with 80 degrees in Louisville, 80 in E-Town. We do have several spots from Bowman Field all the way to Madison, Indiana. It fluctuated in the upper 70s throughout the noon hour so far. So getting out the door for lunch, 81 in Springfield. We do have some slightly cooler air to the north, Bedford at 69, but all in all, we'll take it for early September as we're noticing a pretty mild type of afternoon with humidity held in check. So really not too humid getting your day started today. 86 at 4 o'clock, looking to be the high temperature. We'll be noticing a few clouds throughout the course of the evening, but I do think once we hit 10 p.m. and beyond, we're going to see a big drop off in cloud cover and ultimately mostly clear conditions tonight. Now, we are going to be striking 90 degrees tomorrow, the first 90 of September. In fact, one of 2 90-degree readings on that 7-day forecast. Also, there will be some afternoon showers and a couple of rumbles of thunder as we get you into the daytime hours on Friday. I'll be talking on if we're tracking any severe weather potential with this incoming system, but it will be much needed rain as we've only seen 1/4 of an inch of rain over the past month. Brooke, back to you.
All right, Sam, thanks so much. Right now, students at St. Athanasius Catholic School are at home due to a water main break. The entire school without water right now, so officials decided to send students home about an hour ago. Officials said a decision regarding school tomorrow will be made later this afternoon. The Jefferson County School Board just voted to lower property taxes for the 2024-25 fiscal year. You heard that right, a rare decrease is coming your way. But as our Alex Dieter and photojournalist Levi Hammer found out, this is due to rising property assessments throughout the county. They explain what it all means.
All in favor? Ayes have it.
Instead of an increase, this time it's a rare property tax decrease coming your way from the Jefferson County School Board.
Going into next year with what we have agreed on, yes, this is the correct number.
Here's how it breaks down. The real estate tax is going down 2.5 cents from last year. Personal property is going down 3.3 cents, and motor vehicle tax stays the same. Under the new rate, a Louisville homeowner would pay $735 in school tax on a home that's assessed at $100,000. That's down from $760.
Does this give us enough revenue to meet the needs of the district for the next year?
Well, I do think that it allows us to meet what we have agreed to for our raises for employees for next year. So yes, I do think long-term that this board and this community is going to have to know that if we're going to change our staffing problems and shortages, we are going to have to take further steps in the future.
Combined, the JCPS real property tax and personal property tax will bring in over $750 million in gross revenue. Nearly $55 million of that money is set to go towards building new facilities in the district, like the new Hudson Middle School, the first middle school in West Louisville in nearly 100 years. The Hudson kids are currently at the former Whitney Young Elementary School.
I think it's long overdue.
The board approved the assignment of an architect for the new school. Polio says this decision will now move the project forward quickly.
I like to say it quickly meaning overnight, but that's not the case. But what it does mean is architects and engineers begin working on the building immediately for those plans.
Hudson will sit at 18th and Broadway, the site of several failed projects in the past, including the former unfinished site of Passport Healthcare.
From, I believe, a Walmart to the Passport building, which you now see remnants of that Passport building standing, rusting there. And to know that that's going to be a school is pretty special for us.
JCPS's goal is to have the middle school open by the first day of school in 2026. Alex Dieterer, WHAS11 on your side.
Dr. Polio also announced last night he wants to recommend a tax rate increase in the future to help pay staff more and fill those JCPS vacancies. This would have to be voted on in 2026. He also said they still don't have enough TARC drivers to reinstate bus routes to some magnet and traditional schools. Right now, Polio said the district only has 24 drivers on the road from TARC, and they need 60 to bring back service to those schools. Dr. Polio said there's more testing going on next week, and the goal is to restore routes by the time students get back from fall break.
If we don't get these drivers to 60 in the next couple of weeks, then we'll have to push that back because there is a lot of work that's going to have to go into that, especially with our routing team.
For now, that plan cannot go forward because Dr. Polio cannot make a recommendation to the board to restore routes until all 60 TARC drivers are certified. Some public school advocates are voicing their opinions on Amendment 2. Should it become law, it would open the door for the General Assembly to provide state funding to students outside of public schools. The president of Teamsters 783 says this would devastate the public school system where 90% of Kentucky students attend.
Instead of shifting money away from public schools, we should fully fund the transportation Kentucky families need. Instead of shifting money away from public schools, we should invest in proven strategies to improve student learning.
The Teamsters president also advocated for funding to address the teacher shortage and universal pre-K.